Hey, caffeinators.
Hey everybody.
We're recording our video interview or video preview here for our recent interview
It will be
with,
coming out on Sunday when this
yeah,
uploads.
yeah, Sunday the 19th, is
19th,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though
So,
today is the 9th.
yeah, yeah. But we recorded a really cool episode, Dave, with Alex Yaksish. What'd you think?
Yeah. It was great. It was great to hear somebody that's doing something different, like not clinical work.
Yeah.
I mean, she does some relief work, but she did
Mhm.
she's doing a lot of writing for different publications for her own personal enjoyment, for some blogs, and she's actually contacted us because she wanted to mention us in one of her upcoming articles. I believe that one's the one that's on compassion fatigue. So,
Yeah.
really right up our alley.
Yeah.
Anytime something mental health pops up, we're like, oh, let's explore that and make that
Yeah.
be something more widely known. So I found that was really interesting to just talk to somebody that just does writing. I would say probably, I don't know, 75% of her work week
Hmm.
is writing, which is great. It's something that I would love to do at some point. But I'm not as creative as some people.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that article. And we recorded
Yeah.
this, this episode when we did because it's going to be coming out around the time that issue is
Yeah.
released. So whenever that comes out, we'll share that on our channels as well.
Hmm.
So you guys can check that out. But um I also found it really interesting as well. Of course, she's up in Montreal,
Hmm.
so we'd already talked to Andrea Steele about Canada and different things, but she's in a different province, and so we got kind of a little bit of a different glimpse as well
Yeah.
into some of the provincial differences, which
Hmm.
I kind of equated to how it is state to state here in the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
In terms of maybe different requirements or different titles or things of that sort. So while it wasn't the focus of the episode, I did find some of those little intricacies pretty fascinating
Yeah.
too.
And she had an interesting take that she said that a lot of the American technicians seem to be a lot more involved in how things are going. Where she mentioned that she was surprised to see so many technicians giving lectures at a
Hmm.
conference, whereas for us nowadays that's kind of normal, right? We see
Yeah,
a lot of technicians, and most of the lectures that you and I go to are probably given by technicians. So it's interesting to see that even just across a border to the north, things are
yeah.
very different.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think the other thing that she's working on that's super fascinating, she's working on petitions and legislation to get declawing banned. And
Yeah.
I of course, where I am in Southern California, there are parts of LA and different areas probably too around the country. I think in New York City where it is banned
Yep.
already.
Yep.
And so, but again, just as a veterinary technician who's passionate about something is putting in the work to investigate how to get this kind of legislation
Hmm.
passed and work on that. It was really interesting to hear how that's all kind of coming together. And I know there are so many technicians out there that want to do kind of the same thing about something, and it's just it's always how do you start, right? And
And hats off to anyone that does
yeah,
anything to do with legislature, because to me that's just like,
absolutely.
you
Yeah,
might as well try to teach me Mandarin, because
yeah.
I'm gonna have the same level of understanding of it.
Right, right. So that was really interesting to hear as well because it's obviously as you were kind of alluding to there, like a government process, right? The wheels turn slow and there's
Hmm.
a lot of layers to it. So trying to find the right people to network with and what have you. So that was really fascinating to hear about too, because it's one of those things that a lot of places don't do it anymore. I don't think it's really taught in schools
No, I don't think so.
anymore, like so I think the hope or the understanding maybe is that it'll just kind of phase itself out, but that never really happens. Like,
No, and as I'm thinking, like when I was a young baby tech, you know, declaws were probably as common as a neuter and a spay and a cat. Whereas
mhm,
now it's like, oh, declaw, that's
yeah,
we're doing
yeah,
that now? Like, why is
same,
that still being done? So
same,
it's very, I think it's a very small portion of the veterinary community that's actually still
hmm,
doing it.
yeah,
It's almost like ear cropping in the the 80s and 90s, where it was super common then. And now, even as we were coming up, in the early 2000s, it was kind of rare that there were places still doing ear cropping. And I'm hoping that, it kind of gets into that same realm of like, why are we doing that? That's not something we should be doing as veterinary professionals.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like you said, it may be something that works its way out eventually, because if they're not teaching it in the school, if there's far less and less people that are wanting to have that done for their pets, there's no value to teach that skill. And when I was younger, they were teaching doing laser declawing, which they're like, oh, it's so much nicer for the cats, and like, no, it's not. It's still pretty barbaric. So hopefully eventually that will, with legislature or not, hopefully that will be done with very soon, because it's just kind of dumb.
I agree, and I just hope that means that there still aren't people out there that are going to try to find that, or that there are people that are going to do it that aren't trained in doing it and really screw up some things. But the thing is, like you said, if they're not teaching it academically, like, they have to learn it. Either they have to learn it somewhere else, or they have to learn, or they never learn how to do it, and they just don't do it. So hopefully that'll be the case. And so I just thought, again, as a veterinary technician kind of leading that movement, I thought that was really, really cool to see. So
that's great to see somebody like seeing a problem and saying, hey, let's fix this.
Yeah, absolutely. So that episode will come out on the 19th. Definitely, usual time, usual night. Definitely check it out. Let us know what you think. What else big's going around September?
September, well, we've got the Not One More Vet race around the world. I just did a run like an hour ago. I'm up to, I think, 36 miles right now.
Nice.
So I'm a little bit behind my pace, and I know with IVEX coming up, we're leaving tomorrow, so I think I'm probably only going to run one time in the next 5 days. So, and that's going to be the 5K that you and I are going to do. Which we just recently found out was virtual instead of in person. Which
totally missed that.
Well, it only came from me emailing IVEX and saying, when is the race? I can't find it anywhere. And they're like, oh, it's virtual. I'm like, oh, all right. I guess I don't have to plan for that. But yeah, we're doing that. We're raising a lot of money. We've got more people this year than we did last year. Our goal is much higher. And I tell you, man, Beth is like, I mean, she's practically made it to my 200-mile goal by now. And I think last year, what did she do? Like 800 miles?
Something crazy.
Something crazy. It's like,
it's amazing.
It's like, do you just get out of bed and just get on your bike and just ride it around?
And did you see they've already gone around the world one time in terms of miles and made their financial goal.
And that was a week.
And
they did that in a week. And
so we're all just
this is all just frosting.
It's all good. Yep. I was gonna say gravy, but frosting sounds better. So keep if you guys are on our team, or if you're competing against us friendly, keep up with your miles, and keep courting those donations, because everything we get now is just above expectation, which is fantastic. So, and
it's for a great cause. So
absolutely.
Just do it.
So Dave and I are going to try to coordinate while we're in Nashville doing the virtual 5K and run it together. If you're there and you want to run with us, if we can figure out a time, we might just settle on a time, and if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't. Otherwise, I would just really appreciate it if you're waiting at the finish line with a beer for me. But
a nice 8 a.m. beer.
Yes.
I mean, it's only a 5K. It's not like
yeah, absolutely. So, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our Patreons, right? Our patrons.
I think we call them patrons.
Call them patrons. Okay, it's still new to us, but
Patreon patrons. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, we have a few of them, and now, and I just really want to thank everybody that's contributing to the podcast, because every little bit helps. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to do this, but it does take some, and we have really big goals for what we want to do, going forward, as conferences are kind of starting to come back together. Ultimately, we want to help people get to them and different things. So,
and we've got merch.
We've got merch now. and you can go to, our website and check all that out, vettechcafe.com. We wanted to mention as well, I will be speaking at the Wild West Vet in Reno next month in October, and they gave us a discount code, so you can check it out at vettechcafe.com. It's up on our website.
It's on the CE corner. Yeah,
it's in the CE corner. If anybody's going to be at Wild West Vet in Reno next month, I think it's October 6th through the 9th. I'll only be there, I think, the 7th and the 8th, but we'll be there. I'll have some stuff, some giveaway stuff too. But if you haven't registered yet and you want to go, you can use our discount code. So check that out for sure.
And I think the discount code is 10% off.
I think it's 10%
of the registration, which is that's a good deal.
Every little bit helps. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know, Dave, what else you got?
I think we're good. We've got some other things coming up, but we'll save those for the next time. And
yeah, absolutely.
When this uploads, IVEX will be done. So hi to everybody that we saw.
Hello, everybody. It was great to see you, and can't wait to see you again next year.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe we can figure out a way to do a live or something while we're there, just as a fun thing.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. So if you saw that, great. If not, we couldn't figure it out. All right, caffeinators. Well, I hope you enjoy this episode with Alex. We really enjoyed the conversation, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys.